The NBA is absolutely amazing when it comes to sponsoring the success and talent of its players. They take pride in what their players do. But has this always been the case though? Have we never had NBA athletes ending up in humiliating controversies? As the proverb says, to err is human, and the NBA is no exception from that saying. We're about to take you through a list of not one, but 20 of the weirdest and most embarrassing moments in NBA history. Alright, let's get started. Number 1. Pistons-Pacers Brawl. Everyone knows that this battle was ultimately sparked by a cup of Diet Coke. He wouldn't have attacked the stands if it hadn't been thrown at Ron Artest. I'm not suggesting what he did was morally correct, it was obviously juvenile. And the 9-player, 146-game lengthy punishment contributed to one of the NBA's most embarrassing incidents. Number 2. The ultimate choice. LeBron James said on ESPN during the summer of 2010 which team he will use to further his career. While no one can deny his talent, his modesty appears to have clearly left the chat. I don't know what else to call it if that isn't a symptom of a meteor-sized ego and a disgrace to the NBA. Number 3. The whole mess involving Marv Albert. Although Marv Albert isn't technically a member of the NBA, I believe the association is responsible for his popularity among addicts. I won't go into too much detail here, but let's just say that he bit a woman 15 times on the back after making her do strange things. And as a result, he admitted to misdemeanor counts of assault and violence. He was fired from NBC for the next 2 seasons before being brought back. Number 4. The unpredicted and immediate death of Bias. Len Bias, a player from the University of Maryland, was selected in the 1986 NBA Draft, along with a host of other players who appeared to be future superstars. The night after being selected in the second round by the Boston Celtics, Bias returned to the school and consumed cocaine, which caused his heart arrhythmia. Larry Bird referred to his early passing as the cruelest thing I ever heard, and the NBA suffered a great deal of embarrassment as a result of the drug usage that was pervasive in the league. Although it would be a little too insensitive and harsh to argue that Bias's death was embarrassing, the fallout and the fact that the NBA had to re-evaluate the role models they were endorsing are both quite embarrassing. But then again is perhaps basketball's greatest what if of all time. Number 5. The trickery of Gloria James. LeBron James' mother hasn't exactly helped him win back the supporters he lost when he moved to Miami. Gloria, the mother of LeBron James, has often made the news for all the wrong reasons. She was also said to have been having sex with security man Delonte West. Most recently, she was caught on camera in Miami assaulting a valet worker. Number 6. Tim Donaghy and his outrageous behavior. The NBA's most embarrassing moment in history is personified by the man on the left. Tim Donaghy shared exclusive knowledge with mobsters while also placing bets on games that he refereed. The 13-year official was fired and imprisoned on suspicion of engaging in unlawful gambling, despite the fact that it was never shown he made calls to influence games in his favor. Number 7. Greg Oden being naughty with his private pictures. In addition to Greg Oden's career thus far being a flop, he received criticism in the summer of 2009 for images of himself in a nude state that was widely circulated online. The only thing that could possibly be worse is a miserable NBA career. Number 8. The hungry family of Latrell Sprewell needs food. Latrell Sprewell received a 3-year, $21 million extension offer after a productive season in Minnesota. Spree, though, didn't think this was at all kind, questioning, "Why would I want to assist the Timberwolves in winning a championship? They aren't helping me in any way. I have a lot on the line here. My family needs to be fed." Naturally, the Wolves did it, which put an end to Spree's time in the NBA. However, this can't possibly be Sprewell's worst professional experience. Number 9. Kermit Washington Punch. I'm not sure how often you've actually seen the footage of Kermit Washington utterly destroying Rudy Tomjanovich, but it was a truly heartbreaking scene. It's even worse when you consider that Rudy Tomjanovich, who was merely trying to check on matters, was struck by Washington's powerful blow. Because of this, the NBA was extremely embarrassed, and neither man's career was ever the same. Because of the fan punch and the 73-game suspension, Artest is now referred to as the league's bad boy. He has been blessed with this title. Number 10. Michael Jordan and his gambling encounters. In the early 1990s, Michael Jordan's issues with gambling were well documented. The extent of the issue became known when the book Michael and Me, Our Gambling Addiction, My Cry for Help, was published. Author Richard Esquinas claimed to have received about $1.252 million from his heiress over a period of several years while playing golf. Additionally, he frequently suffered significant losses in casinos. Having an affair with Carla Knopfel, who unsuccessfully attempted to extort money from Jordan in a paternity suit, he wasn't exactly the best husband either. Number 11. Eddie Griffin and his drunk mess-ups. Eddie Griffin plowed his Cadillac Escalade into a Chevy Suburban outside a Minneapolis business on March 30, 2006, in the beautiful state of Minnesota. Even worse, according to witnesses, Griffin was incoherently intoxicated. And to make matters worse, he wasn't completely dressed when he hit the second SUV. What's worse is that he admitted to numerous onlookers that he was driving the car while engaging in sexual activity while viewing a pornographic movie on a mounted DVD player. Number 12. Isaiah Thomas as Knicks general manager and coach. In the NBA, this is the lowest management can stoop. When Isaiah Thomas was the New York Knicks head coach and general manager, the team was temporarily devastated. Anucha Brown Sanders, a former Knicks marketing executive, was the target of his lewd remarks and approaches. Thomas was ejected from the Knicks after they were ordered to pay $11.6 million in damages, following a disastrous 23-59 campaign in 2007-2008. Number 13. The 1918 game. The Minneapolis Lakers boasted a front court that included superstars George Mikan, Jim Pollard, and Vern Mickelson in 1950 to 1951, when they were the greatest team in the league. In Minnesota, on November 22, 1950, that club played the Fort Wayne Pistons. The final score was 19-18 in favor of the Pistons, after head coach Murray Mendenhall had promised a tussle in Minneapolis. However, the Pistons held the ball for up to 5 consecutive minutes without making a shot. The Lakers' sole field goal maker in their losing effort was Mikan, who had 4. Although this is one of the NBA's most embarrassing incidents, the 24-second shot clock was made possible only because of this. Number 14. The outstanding game on tape delay. On May 16, 1980, Game 6 of the NBA Finals was seen on tape delay in most American television markets, while reruns of shows such as The Incredible Hulk and Dallas appeared in prime time. Many people missed one of the greatest finals performances of all time live, as Magic Johnson scored 42 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and dished 7 assists. Number 15. Magic Johnson shocks everyone with a confession. Early on November 7, 1991, there were rumors that Magic Johnson was retiring. But why? Later, Magic acknowledged having attained HIV. Throughout his sporting career, he had numerous sex acts with women, which is how he caught the illness. The NBA suffered the greatest loss in this situation, and they quickly made a mental note of players who were similar sleazes. Number 16. Rose gets a sub for the ACT. After failing the ACT 3 times, it was discovered in 2008 that Derrick Rose had someone take the test for him in order to enroll in Memphis and play for John Calipari. When the Tigers were defeated by Kansas in the title game, the NCAA then declared Memphis's 2007-2008 runner-up campaign to be invalid. Number 17. Jason Williams and his fatal shot. In 2002, while hanging out with some of his pals in his house, Jason Williams, then 34, shot his limo driver, Kostas Christofi. Williams claims that he was merely playing around with the rifle. Yet, last year, he admitted to aggravated assault despite this. Even though he wasn't playing in the NBA at the time, it undoubtedly had a negative impact on the league and embarrassed everyone involved. Number 18. Tim Hardaway and his homophobic comments. Tim Hardaway was questioned about the subject after John Amaechi, an NBA player from 1995 to 2003, became the first former or current player to publicly acknowledge his homosexuality in 2007. I let it be known that I despise gay people. Gay people irritate me, and I avoid being around them. I hate homosexuals. I don't like it. It shouldn't be in the world or in the United States. Well, it's safe to say because he responded in this way, both his reputation and the NBA's perception of it may never be the same. Number 19. Latrell Sprewell strangles his coach. Latrell Sprewell, a guard from the Golden State Warriors, is said to have become furious when coach PJ Carlesimo instructed him to add more mustard to his passes on December 1, 1997. Spree and his head coach had a brief argument before Spree began to strangle him for 10 to 15 seconds. Spree, who was always a man to finish what he started, punched Carlesimo back 3 times. The NBA did not find the stun amusing and ultimately punished Sprewell for the final 68 games of the 1997-1998 campaign. Number 20. Kobe Bryant being charged with rape. I won't go into detail about Kobe Bryant's alleged rape because we all know the tale and we'll just get to the point. In Colorado, a 19-year-old hotel employee accused Bryant of sexual assault. He did acknowledge having adulterous affairs with her, but the prosecution dropped all charges after she declined to give a statement. It was nonetheless a moment that the NBA will carry with it for the foreseeable future. And there you have it. Those were 20 of the most absurd and embarrassing moments in NBA history. Which one of these did you find most embarrassing? Feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. And with that, we end today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click on the tiny bell icon on the side to stay notified and updated on all of our upcoming content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.